One of my students is a 9-figure entrepreneur and he doesn't even fucking know it. The guy doesn't even know it. I look at him and I see 9-figure entrepreneur trapped in this 7-figure entrepreneur's body. He just can't admit it. I talked to him today for about an hour. The guy literally stands like a 9-figure guy, looks like a 9-figure guy, has a brand that looks like a 9-figure brand, but he's just stuck in this 7-figure mentality. And I talked a little bit about it, and he just said this thing about worth. I'm not worth it. I don't think I'm worth it. He's struggling to go to the next level, the level that his true identity is. He's not even trying to get somewhere high. He's trying to get to who he is as a person. I know he's a 9-figure badass entrepreneur, but he won't admit it. He's struggling with this worth stuff, and that's why he has a hard time admitting it. Let me tell you, if you ever struggle with self-worth, if you ever struggle with being worth something, let me tell you what. Wes Watson says, your work instills your worth. There's no way about it. No way around it. You could do all the gratitude lessons you want, but if you inside feel like you didn't earn it and you're not worth it, that's going to be a hidden frequency that you're vibrating out that's going to push it away is I'm not worth it. Let me tell you what, your work instills your worth. If you are putting out 2 hours before you do anything, here's the thing. Let me tell you what I'm doing right now, okay? And it's not because I'm special. I'm just doing this because it has to be done. I'm literally in the most exciting phase of my entire life right now, and I'm waking up at 2:30 in the morning to do something about it. To fucking do something about it, right? Not because it's 2:30 and it's a magic hour, right? But because I demand to do 2 hours worth of deep, uninterrupted work before I do anything. And my first meeting is 5 a.m. at the fucking gym. That's what I do. So I have no other option but wake up at 2:30. I found going to bed at 7:30 is what needs to be done to pull that off. But let me tell you what, I'm telling you that because I am doing some epic shit right now. I'm going after some epic goals and I feel like I'm fucking worth it, right? I've earned it. I deserve it. I'm putting in the work that the universe is asking me to put in, and that's giving me the worth, right? The worth. I wake up and I'm like 3 weeks, a month into waking every day, Monday through Friday at 2:30 in the morning without missing a beat on a perfect fucking diet because I got the food delivered from the chef. I got a perfect training ritual because I'm showing up with a trainer, right? I got those 2 things automated, and I'm doing 2 hours of deep work and going hard. Sometimes I'm doing 2:30 to 5:30 p.m. These are like 15, 16-hour work days, and my work is off the charts. Let me tell you what. It instills the worth. I, like him, like you, am evolving right now. I'm in my cocoon phase, motherfucker. You know all those phases where your friends tell you they're trying to do the party and they're doing whatever, and then you disappear? That's called a cocoon phase, bro. That's the part where you transform. That's the part where your body is demanding for you to put in some extra fucking work. Go twice as hard. Go hardcore. Can it with the parties. Can it with the friends. Can it with all these things for this chapter of your life. You got a dragon by the tail here, all right? You got a unicorn coming inside to hang out. You're going to take this thing down, right? You're going in the cocoon phase and you will evolve out as a completely new person. This guy, if he decides to step it up and do the work, he will be a 9-figure entrepreneur for sure, right? I see it. I see it so clearly in it. And I got to say that if you're watching this kind of shit, I see it in you. If you're sitting here watching this stuff, you have it, man. You have that deep calling. I used to watch Wes Watson wake up at 2:30, and I was waking up at 4:30, and I was like, that's cool, but that guy's just on another level. He's not me. But secretly, I just saw there was another gear in me, you know? There was another gear, one step further I could go. Wes had shown me this other gear that was like, man, I wonder what it would be like if I took that gear. I wonder what it'd been like if I was able to access that thing. I could clearly be better, but I'm not doing it on purpose because I'm choosing not to do it. But did I suddenly decide I'm going to start doing it? No, it didn't work like that, right? I gave up on that idea. I didn't think I was ever going to be a 2:30 kind of guy. But let me tell you what, one day the time changed. One day the time changed and all of a sudden the times moved forward, right? So I woke up naturally one day at 3:30 and I was like, oh, fuck, the time changed. I'm going to sleep in. The next day I wake back up and I go, why the fuck did I just sleep in? You know what? Fuck that. We're waking up at 3:30 now. We're doing that. So that's what we decided to do. We started to make it 3:30. And then I met my trainer and we started working out at 5, and I didn't have enough time to get my deep work in, enough time. So I was like, fuck it, 2:30. And now I'm on the 2:30 hour. Let me tell you what, my team fucking loves that I'm doing this kind of shit. They love seeing a leader who is just blasting. They love it, right? And your team wants to see you blasting. They want to see you putting in the work and putting in the hours. It's inspiring, right? It's motivated. It's inspiring when you're a workhorse. I did that on Mind Valley. The only reason that I lasted so long at Mind Valley to make those winning campaigns, because I went through a 6-month losing streak. I had one little bitty winner that kept us afloat, but the rest was kind of hits to the face. The reason that happened, because I was a work fucking horse. I was going 12-hour, 14-hour, 16-hour days, and the team knew it, and the team saw it, and the team knew this guy was the one that's going to crack this thing, and I felt the worth, and now I even feel the worth. So if you feel low in self-worth, it's only because you're low in fucking action, bro. Crank that dial up to 11, claim that fucking new identity that's meant to be yours, and cocoon. Stay away from the people who try to think that you changed, bro. In fact, you grew. You grew up into the next version of yourself. You didn't get stuck in a fucking life chapter. Everyone else gets stuck in these fucking life chapters. Is the life chapter supposed to last 3 years? They make it last 20 years. Okay? If you make $1 million in a year, you will have made what most people make in 6 figures a year, making 10 years. You would have cut 9 years off of your fucking life if you just figured out how to level up to the $1 million a year range and just kept growing on that stuff. You could do it, right? Other lesson, one last lesson before we leave you, was on standards. You know what I saw with this guy? This guy showed me an ad spend on his account. And I could tell this guy thought it was great. He's like, we're killing it. I'm looking at it like, this is the most mediocre shit I have ever seen. Please, if this was mine, I would die. My numbers at Mind Valley, when we were cranking Mind Valley numbers, like if I got under 50 grand a day in ad spend, my alarms would be going off. The fires would be going on, right? It has to be huge. It has to be nuclear. If you're going for 100 grand days, right? If you want to be a 9-figure entrepreneur, you got to be holding down $100,000 days easily and consistently. You got to get used to spending 50 grand a day. You got to get used to spending 70 grand, 80 grand a day, 100 grand a day. You can't bat an eye. When you're spending $2,000 a day and it's profitable, 3x ROI, you duplicate that fucking shit and spend 4 grand tomorrow. And if that works, you duplicate that, you spend 8 grand the next day. And if you notice that Saturday and Sundays are popping the fuck off, then you spend Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday making creatives, uploading them on Thursday to see what's working, and fucking blasting it on Friday, on Saturday, and on Sunday. That is the flow that you're going to want to do. And you double that shit to get to your 50 grand, 100 grand a day, right? Double your high score. This is all that matters. What's the highest revenue day you've done in the last year without being a stupid holiday or anything like that, just on a regular day? Your goal is to double it. Your life's mission and all you're supposed to do with your life is double your high score. That's the only fucking thing you're allowed to do. Everything revolves around that. Everything revolves around that. And join some fucking high-level people who can see this stuff, right? It took me 5 seconds to look at what they had and realize that they're fucking up. They could be way better. Their standards are so freaking low, and they could be much, much, much bigger media buyers and campaign owners. So that's what we did. Rant for the day. See you later.